everyone. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Amber.
And I'm Enoch.
And this is the Beautifully Benoit channel. And this segment is the original Benoit, or Benoits, whichever one we go with. Play on words. And we just wanted to come back and have a little video with y'all regarding the season that we're in. Obviously, it's December. And so we will be talking about this holiday season and what it means to us. And yeah, because we almost into the new year, so here we are.
Are we not saying Christmas?
We can say Christmas, absolutely.
Okay.
Christmas. We celebrate Christmas. So yeah.
What's important right now for you during this season?
Well, I'll say this. I'm gonna have to go way back. Growing up, and I'm pretty sure I said this before, but growing up, Christmas was a big deal, family-wise, but also celebration-wise. We did we used to have like the super tall 13-foot trees, and Christmas Eve, we would all come together, decorate, have hot chocolate. It was a real thing for us. So like gifts, we used to wake up at 5 a.m., run downstairs, open our gifts, whatever, then have breakfast, go to a family member's house for, fun, whatever. But obviously, growing up in a Christian household as well, understanding like what Christmas was really about. Gifts, family, loved ones, great, but at the end of the day, it represented the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So just understanding that we're celebrating his birth and how important that is to us as Christians. Now that I'm older, the gift thing is not that serious to me because I feel like I'm further along in my Christian walk in life. So it still revolves around a lot of church, but not necessarily like, oh, what gift are you getting this person and where are you going for this? And I mean, we still have Christmas dinner, but but it's not necessarily solely about gift giving and
or
gift
Santa.
receiving. Or Santa. I believed in Santa until I was 12. 10 or 12. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Santa was not visiting the projects. So that's why he never stood a chance in our house.
That's not true. There are children who live in the projects who still believe in Santa.
We were very logical.
So yeah, that I feel like that's what my view on Christmas is now. How do you feel about the holidays, Christmas, celebration?
I view Christmas the same way I view Thanksgiving. It's an opportunity to hang out with your family, to have that time that you guys don't get throughout the year. But also a chance to give back. If you're in church, you have that centered around the birth of Jesus. Besides for that, it's just an opportunity to be nice to people, to think about someone other than yourself. Yes, the gifts and all that is happening. Yeah, you can buy people gifts, but what can you do to make an impact, a positive impact in someone's life during this season? They may not be having the best of times right now. They may have had a hard year or whatnot, but are you in a position to pour into somebody else during this season? Can you help somebody else? And maybe it might be a gift or something like that, but it's all about helping someone, doing something for someone that they probably can't do for themselves. And that's why I say it's like Thanksgiving, because it's an opportunity to give back, but it's also an opportunity to reconnect with those who you care about the most, whether that's family or your friends or whatever your circle is comprised of. You use that time, you recharge, you laugh, you tell stories, you watch movies, whatever you need, but also, for me, it's what can you also be giving back or giving to someone else to help them have an easier go at it. God has blessed us all with something throughout the year, even if it's another day of life. And for some person, it's helping someone clean up. For someone else, it's helping someone get a job. For someone else, it's, it goes on. So what can you do, or what can I do to help someone else who might be in a position that they are less fortunate? So
that's a really good mindset. But when I think about it and I think of like the holidays, so I would say from like November to January, that's kind of like not to say that's the only time to give back,
Right.
but it's the give back season.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So when it comes down to giving back, would you say that you would incorporate like the birth of Christ in those things, or is it more like we celebrate Christmas because this is, the birth of Christ, but also because it's this type of season, you would want it to be a give back season as well? Like, would you incorporate Christ in that action?
Well, that's a deeper conversation. It's like if you do something nice for someone, are you going to say, I'm doing this because I'm a Christian, or are you just doing this? For me, it's when you do something nice for someone and they inquire about why or anything, and then that's an opportunity to say, oh, well, I'm a Christian, I believe in giving back. But if they don't inquire, they just say thank you, they could just stop right there. The same thing with this season. If you're just doing something nice for someone, you don't necessarily have to say, and this is because Jesus is the reason for the season. That you don't need to say that.
But is it wrong with, what is wrong with, you're not doing it because, you're saying, I'm a Christian and so I need to give back, and it's kind of like this obligation. But out of the kindness of your heart, you're giving back. But as Christians, sharing the word, not pushing it down anybody's throat, but sharing the word. I'm just saying that could be an opportunity to do it, whether they ask or not. If they ask, if you bring it up and it's like they ain't trying to hear it, we already know. Step back. You don't gotta keep talking about it. You give, enjoy the holiday, whatever. But I do think it's an opportunity that potentially could,
It's about if they're ready for it. If they're not, then they're not. If they are, if you're like, what's different about you? How come you can, you've gone through so much. Why are you still smiling? Then that's an opportunity. Yeah. Some people know your story, some people don't. But if they ask, I think that for me, that's God saying, all right, here's that moment. Give them a little something, or give them a little more. And, for me, the Christian, spreading the gospel isn't necessarily about spreading specific ideology. It's about being the testimony in someone's life, being that example of, he's a Christian, never spoke to me about becoming a Christian. He's just being good.
What do you mean when you say spreading a certain ideology?
Meaning saying, you need to become Baptist or
Baptist.
St. Mark's Baptist Church is where you need to be at, because that's how you're going to get blessed. Or
but we not like that.
Some people
there are people who are specific to the church, but no, we're talking about like. You're right. Like, we're talking about specifically like being saved and getting to know God, and not necessarily trying to force you on a church that you might not even. You can go there. It might be great for me, but it might not be good for you.
Right. And what if you meet the person who's still getting over a church hurt, and you do something nice for them, and you add that little St. James Baptist Church, and they were like, oh, this is what this is. I know what this is. You guys pull me in and take advantage of me, blah, blah, blah. As opposed to, they can go home with Enoch was real nice to me today. Oh, he happens to go to that church, and he never mentioned it. He's just being nice.
I think that's better. I get that, but I also think that there could be us as a church. Let's say somebody's walking by the church and we're outside giving out, I don't know, hot chocolate, and they know we're affiliated with the church because we're standing right outside the church. Right. I don't think that should relate to church hurt, but if there is a person who's like, you got to come to my church, I can understand how that would be like, all right, I'm good. I don't even. Church hurt is a whole nother conversation, but we're gonna get to that. Great idea. We're gonna get to that. But I think for us, I would agree with you as far as like family spending time with each other, and yes, for people who might not celebrate these holidays, I understand.
Yeah, you got Kwanzaa or whatever.
It's a family. At the end of the day, it's family, loved one, friends. Like, that's what it is. And yes, you can celebrate these people throughout the entire year. That's great as well. There's just a season where everybody in the world is doing it at the same time, hopefully, or maybe. So I think for this season, we are embracing our families, embracing our friends, loving on each other, and focusing on that, and obviously the Lord, because that's what's most important. And I joke about this with Enoch all the time. Well, first of all, let's just talk about how everybody in our neighborhood has their houses decorated from the top to the bottom. I mean, outlined with lights. And you pull up to our house, darkness. It's nothing, not a light in the sky. And the only light you will see is the light for the walkway, the what is it? The light for the path lights from the LED thing. That is that LED?
No.
What is it?
Solar.
The solar lights. That is what you'll see. And if you keep driving towards the end of the driveway, you will see that we do have lights in the backyard, but nobody can see that from the front.
Our neighbors can.
So I told him, let's get a huge sign that says Jesus is the reason for the season. Put that in our yard. Or when we have a rock, what is it, perimeter?
A rock wall.
Rock wall. Jesus is the reason for the season. You know, we gotta, next year, we're doing it big. We're getting a tree. We're decorating it. We might have multiple trees. We could have a tree for upstairs. We could decorate the tree. I know y'all see the branches in the back. The shrubbery in the back. It don't look like that in the summer. But, you know, in the winter with some lights, it could be beautiful.
No.
We'll
see how it goes.
Oh, we're gonna have a decorating party. I'm gonna write this down.
Who's gonna come?
Everyone I invite. You should invite people
what time?
too. I don't know.
What time are they gonna get here?
I don't know. That's not the point. That's not the point. Don't worry, guys. Next year, when we're recording this video for the season and the holidays and loved ones and Jesus, you're gonna see lights everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lights here.
Oh, we have a light.
3
light bulbs. Anyway, thank you guys, so much for tuning in with us today. We hope that you have a great holiday season. We are praying for you and your loved ones. Hey, pick your head up. We're praying for you and your loved ones. For those who get, weary and overwhelmed and experience grief around the holidays, we are praying for you as well. We also experience the same thing, so we understand that. But we're hoping that you have a great end of the year and a phenomenal start to your new year.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you guys again and see you later.